Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kurach Kadash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father Yahweh and my Heavenly Big Brother Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? There'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like, for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person or a so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. I got some videos lined up on plagues and what else? Defiled bread and vaccine shots and all this other stuff. Anyway, I'm going to play these videos. I'm going to get into the scripture my best ability to say whatever God say through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shah, the Holy Spirit, the Kurach, the Dash, Lord, and be on me. Let's get it.
Now, staying on with the Ebola outbreak, the health crisis in the DRC has not only alarmed Central Africa, but also countries in other continents, and this includes India. Now, because of the deadly Ebola outbreak, New Delhi has postponed the India-Africa Forum Summit, which was scheduled to take place from the 28th to the 31st of May. This is not the first time such a summit has been postponed because of Ebola. Back in 2014, the summit, which was originally scheduled for December of 2014, was pushed to October of 2015 because of that deadly outbreak. India has also postponed the Big Cat Summit, which was scheduled for June, to ensure participation of African nations. New Delhi has also vowed to contribute to Africa's efforts to address the Ebola crisis. Now, though the outbreak remains confined to Africa as of now, the Indian government is actively moving to safeguard its citizens. Delhi's international airport has issued an advisory for passengers traveling from high-risk countries. This includes the DRC, Uganda, and South Sudan. Passengers coming from or transiting through these countries have been asked to watch out for symptoms like fever, weakness or fatigue, diarrhea, unexplained bleeding, and muscle pain. For passengers who had direct contact with body fluids of a suspected or confirmed Ebola patient, they must immediately report to the airport authorities. Now, even if you feel completely fine at the airport, the watch doesn't stop there. The incubation period matters. If a traveler develops any of these symptoms within 21 days of landing, they are legally required to self-isolate and to report to health authorities immediately. Now let's talk about connectivity between India and Africa. Data reveals that there are 99 weekly flights operating between India and the African continent. The country has a direct air link with one of the high-risk countries, and that is Uganda. Uganda Airlines operates direct flights to Mumbai from Antibes, which is 3 times a week. And in just the first 3 months of this year, the single route carried over 7,000 passengers. But it is not just direct flights, it's the transit hubs. Ethiopian Airlines is the massive bridge here. They run 38 flights a week connecting Addis Ababa to major Indian hubs like Mumbai, Delhi, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Chennai. Now, Kenya Airways operates 10 weekly flights to Mumbai. Egypt Air flies to Delhi and to Mumbai. And even India's Indigo runs a daily flight to Nairobi. While countries like the DRC and South Sudan have limited direct connections to India, their passengers travel through these massive transit hubs like Addis Ababa, Nairobi, Doha, and Dubai. The web of connectivity is vast. But unlike other regions, India has a limited number of international gateways, and this makes tracking and tracing much easier. The country...
And you know what else will make tracking and tracing much easier? Them implementing a chip implant. And that's what they're going to be doing. I can't help myself, bro. I can't help myself talking about the RFID microchip implant. The mark of the beast. If you don't like it, you can kick fucking rocks, nigga. Make sure you kick a big one. Shit. Without no shoes. Shit. But yeah, I can't help it.
His overall travel exposure to Africa is also minimal. It accounts for less than 0.5% of India's total international flight capacity. Because the passenger numbers are relatively low, health officials can isolate, test, and screen travelers thoroughly without overwhelming the system. This outbreak comes at a difficult time for the aviation industry, which is already struggling with high fuel prices and flight cutbacks. A health scare is the last thing they need. But public safety comes first. The lesson from COVID-19 was clear. Early action saves lives. In India, the screening nets are up. The protocols are being set, and the vigil has begun.
The world.
Whatever. Next video.
And it seems the diseases that were thought to have vanished are now returning.
such as the case in Australia. The country is facing its biggest diphtheria outbreak in decades, a disease many believed had been wiped out by vaccine drops. Authorities say more than 220 cases have already been reported in 2026, with infections now confirmed in northern, western and southern Australia. The outbreak began in remote communities in the Northern Territory, but genomic tracing has linked cases across borders, particularly into Western Australia's Kimberley region and parts of Queensland. Now, the Northern Territory has 133 cases, Western Australia 79 cases, South Australia is at 6, while Queensland has 5 cases. And that takes the national tally to roughly 223 infections, which is an unprecedented spike for a disease that normally records fewer than a dozen cases a year in Australia. There's an even more alarming fact. It is that authorities are now investigating what could be Australia's first diphtheria-related death in nearly a decade. The suspected fatality was reported in a remote Northern Territory community. Now, what exactly is diphtheria?
Now, what kind of laboratory you call when they're dealing with paint? They wearing this light duty fucking protection gear. Shouldn't they be? And they wearing face masks. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. This look like bullshit, man. They supposed to be in some fucking heavy duty gear with respirators. Cause I mean, if anything, if it's something you dealing with, something that's deadly, viruses, and you moving it here and moving it there, why would the fuck would you be wearing a fucking rinky-dink face mask? N95 or N99? Nigga, you need to be having a full face respirator with a separate breather apparatus that filters air at so many levels. Anyway, I'm just saying.
Exactly is diphtheria. It is a highly contagious bacterial infection caused by diphtheria, which it primarily attacks the throat and airways, but can also infect the skin. Before the vaccines become common, diphtheria was one of the
these niggas they gonna have a vaccine for everything.
Leading causes of child deaths worldwide. In Australia alone, more than 4,000 people died between 1926 and 1935 from this. Doctors say that there are two major forms of...
I'm gonna say them vaccines, the ones that fucking people up. Oh, and let's pause the video at 1 minute 44 seconds. All praise Yahweh Shema Shah, the water Yahweh Shema Shah.
The disease, the first is respiratory diphtheria, and the more dangerous form. Symptoms include fever, sore throat, fatigue, and swollen glands. And within days, patients can develop a thick grey-white membrane in the throat that blocks breathing and swallowing. Severe cases can lead to suffocation, heart damage, nerve paralysis, and even death. Even with treatment, up to 1 in 10 patients does face the reality of death. The second form of cutaneous diphtheria, which affects the skin, it causes infected sores and ulcers that heal slowly and spread bacteria through direct contact. Health officials say most of the current Australian cases are skin infections, but around 1/3 are respiratory, the deadlier variant. Now, medical experts say that several factors are driving this resurgence. One major concern is falling vaccination rates.
Oh, I won't say this because of the vaccines.
After the COVID-19 pandemic, Australia's childhood immunization coverage has dropped below ideal herd immunity levels, and many adults have missed booster doses. The country's health minister, Mark Butler, has called the outbreak serious and possibly the worst Australia has seen in decades. Medical experts warn that immunity against diphtheria fades over time, which means booster shots are critical, not just childhood vaccinations. Doctors stress that...
Alright, whatever. Meanwhile, these niggas talking about the vaccine shots, not getting the vaccine shots is the reason why people getting sick. Let's see what this video got to say.
We, in effect, signed their death warrant with every unnecessary...
And this comes from the Jimmy Dore show, and Jimmy Dore, he was vaccinated, and then he got fucked up from it.
...intubation that we did. But I can remember arguing with the doctors, and they would just say, I would say, why are we doing this? It doesn't make any sense. And they would just say, it's protocol. And that's the only answer that they ever had.
We have special guests with us, Kimberly Overton, critical care registered nurse and the founder of the Nurse Freedom Network, a nonprofit dedicated to advocating for medical freedom, informed consent, and patient autonomy. Overton left traditional bedside nursing in 2021 to protest hospital protocols and vaccine mandates, subsequently launching Remnant Concierge Nursing Service to provide holistic care for the vaccine injured. In addition to her advocacy work, she serves as the host of the talk radio show Nurses Out Loud and has been featured in media outlets such as The New American and American Out Loud News. Welcome to the show, Kimberly Overton.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Now, what brought you to my attention is this video. It's a 2-minute video I want to play for everybody so they understand why I wanted to have you on the show, and then we'll talk about it.
Sure. My background is in critical care, and I worked throughout the pandemic in the ICU directly caring for COVID patients. After 18 months of chaos, I left the bedside because I could not watch one more of my patients needlessly die due to deadly hospital protocols and the denial of life-saving medications. They were telling us that COVID was killing all of our patients, but I contend that this was not the case at all. But instead, it was the complete and total medical mismanagement of COVID that was killing them. If patients were dying
Oh, hold on. I thought they said that the vaccine shots was killing people.
of the virus itself, then why were we not pulling bodies from homes and off of the streets en masse? The reality is that patients, they're not dying at home. They're not dying on our streets. They are dying in our hospitals, and it is time that we start asking ourselves why.
Wait a minute, I thought it was because they've been vaccinated. What the fuck is... That's what I get for reading the thumbnail. What does the thumbnail say? Killed purpose. Well, yeah, they were killing people on purpose, putting them on respirators and shit. I thought it had something to do with the vaccine shots. Fuck.
I walked away. But if there's one thing that still haunts me from my time working at the bedside, it is the faces. The faces of the patients that I knew didn't need to die. I can't get them out of my head. I had never been really comfortable with death. But you quickly begin to understand.
Well, you better get comfortable in Jacob trouble. Go full throttle, 9,000 RPM to the engine blow up. Because it's going to be great death, bro. From famine, pestilence. Since I said that, let me read this. Because I didn't know when I was going to read it. So let me go ahead and read. But famine, pestilence, natural disasters, war, the sword. Yeah, all that stuff. Love many wax and cold. This ultimate judgment. Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, with race wars, civil wars, class wars, and World War III break out. Boy, it's going to get nasty out here. And there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. A lot of pain, sorrow, and suffering coming. Better seek the Lord and pray the Lord numb you from all that.
That death is a part of life. That comes for all of us eventually. And one of the first things I learned in nursing, especially working in the ICU, is that there are fates far worse than death. I considered it an honor to be able to provide compassion in a patient's last moments, to care for them. But this was different. These patients, they didn't die from a disease. They didn't die from a virus.
They died from the vaccine shots. And mismanagement, or whatever you call them, where they hooked them up on these breathing machines and all that shit. They didn't have to be on no damn machine.
These patients died in a hospital holocaust, and this shamelessly corrupt...
But they didn't say how did they die. What killed them in the hospital? Just the hospital? Anyway.
...system used its well-intentioned nurses to carry out their sinister plan. The ventilators, they're the new gas chambers. I walked away, but not before I witnessed numerous alarming signs that these novel vaccines were causing great harm to my patients.
Oh, there we go. Now they finally saying something. Now they are saying something.
So,
because I was trying to figure out what's killing the people in the hospital. How are they dying in the hospital?
that's pretty powerful stuff, and I appreciate your courage to speak out. Why do you think more nurses, they had to see this, right?
Right. I mean, it's so hard to understand. I don't know if it's that it's just cognitive dissonance, that they don't want to believe that they could be part of something like that. I think it was a complete and total wake-up call for me. I was a very allopathically trained nurse. I always knew that there was corruption in the healthcare system, sure. I've long known that they have placed profits over patients, but in my wildest dreams, I never imagined that hospital systems or the government would be murdering patients for profit. I have not found a nice way to say that, but that's exactly what was happening to our patients. They were being murdered for profit. And it's hard to, even when you're inside of that system, when you're inside of it, it's really difficult to see because you're so close. So I think there's a lot of it is cognitive dissonance. Another is, and it's quite unfortunate that people just won't put themselves out there for that. They are afraid of losing their income and their career. But at no point could I ever imagine putting a paycheck before human life.
So now I remember at the beginning of the pandemic, they were scaremongering everybody that we're not going to have enough ventilators. We got to have more ventilators. We got to have ventilators. And what it turns out, what they were actually, well, I'll have you explain that. But at the end, Dr. Fauci, he admits to lots of his crimes, and this was one of them.
And he said face masks don't do anything. That's one thing I can remember.
He actually admitted that it was bad medicine to put COVID patients on ventilators. And what he means by that was bad medicine. It wasn't the best practice, meaning it killed them. So when I know people who hate me right now because I told the truth about COVID and the vaccines, and my mom died from COVID. And I tried to explain to them, most likely didn't die from COVID, but died from the treatment that they gave them, which was ventilators. And what else? What was the other treatment that they gave them when they put them on a ventilator? First, they denied them ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, even steroids at the beginning. They were not allowed to use steroids.
Not even ibuprofen, Jimmy. They said
God damn, ibuprofen? That's about it anywhere.
ibuprofen was contraindicated in COVID patients despite there being zero evidence that it caused any harm. The medication that they used, so it was like a never-ending assembly line of death. It was the remdesivir, ventilator, death, wash, rinse, repeat, over and over again. The remdesivir is an antiviral medication. It was, at the time, it was being used as under an emergency use authorization. But what's interesting about that, it's an antiviral medication, right? So in order for it to be effective, it relies on viral replication. If you remember back when all of this was happening, they were telling COVID patients, oh, you have COVID, go home, you're good. Just come back when you can't breathe, or, when you're a prime candidate for a ventilator. But by the time that these patients were getting to us in the ERs, getting to us in the ICUs, they were already well past their replication phase, several days into their symptomatic phase. So that medication wasn't going to work anyway. That was my biggest question, was why were we using this medication? It was clearly doing more harm than good. All you need to do is go back to the Ebola trials of 2008, and you would see that 54% of those study participants died. I can promise you they didn't lead with that in the informed consent that was not given to patients.
And so the reason why they were giving them remdesivir, just like Dr. Fauci during the AIDS crisis gave people AZT, even though it was toxic and they knew it, just like you're talking about, they knew remdesivir was toxic, and even if it wasn't, they were giving it to them at a time when it wouldn't work, even if it did work, because it wasn't at that stage of the disease that it would work, and the reason why they were doing that was for profit.
Correct. Right. It's a very costly medication. That was another one of my big questions, Jimmy.
I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop at 7:44, but all praise Yabashim Shah, the Wadi Yabashim Shah. If you want to watch the rest of the video, be my guest. They go to title, they go to channel. And that's what happens, man, when you got the people, man. And a lot of these people getting put to death, and they be Edomites. And you see these Edomites that's mandating vaccines or making these vaccines and convincing people that these vaccines save your lives. That's a lie. They killing their own people. So what they say about what you think they think about you Israelites? Like nothing. If they putting their own people to death, then you know damn well they don't give a fuck about you. Let's get to the next video.
Well, there is a drug.
Hey, man, and the more the truth is just keeps coming out about this shit and all these what these devils are doing.
Class taking over the world right now. It's in celebrity gossip. It's in Wall Street earnings, phone calls. It's all over cable news, ads all over cable news. It's in quiet conversations between friends who suddenly look different. Like, what happened to Janice? Like, why does she look like that? What's going on? At first, people notice the weight loss. Then they notice the face, the hollow cheeks, the sagging skin, the suddenly much older look. Like, why does that person look 30 years older all of a sudden? Yeah, they're thinner, but what's going on here? Well, it has a name. It's called Ozempic face. And here's just an example. You can take a look at Katy Perry, who used to be beautiful.
Damn, that bitch look like Cher.
Well, I don't know what happened to her. And now this Ozempic face is taking hold all throughout Hollywood. But the face may only be the part that...
They probably get them motherfuckers got them demons on them. Them that starve you out demons. They sucking the life out of these motherfuckers. And just like with that bitch, them two bitches from what that movie called Wicked. Yeah, them two bitches about as skinny as a toothpick. Them bitches look sunk face thin and all kinds of shit. The Lord's starving them devils.
we can see, because if
them damn nigga bitches starting to shout that little Northern Kingdom nigga bitch and the Southern Kingdom nigga bitch.
these drugs can reshape the outside of the body this visibly, what is actually happening to the inside of the body? Side note, we have a family friend who,
eating up the tissue and organs.
Struggled with some weight over the years, but not too bad. And the doctors told her that her bone structure was that of an elderly woman, and she's in her late 30s. So that's what's happening. We're talking Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, semaglutide, all GLP-1s. To some,
all created by the wicked, Esau, Amalek. Goodness gracious. But hey, you people going buying this shit and putting this shit inside your body. Hey man, but still, we got to get the fuck out of here, because eventually these niggas gonna put it in the food, just like the vaccine shots. Man, what is this about? Oh man, I was talking about hot weather. And we still got to get the hell out of here, though.
they're medical miracles. To others, they are the beginning of something far stranger. For most of human history, weight was treated like a moral problem. Eat less, move more, try harder, and then fail quietly. But buried inside the body was a chemical system that had been controlling hunger, blood sugar, and fullness all along. A hidden messaging network between the intestines, the brain, the pancreas. Scientists called part of it GLP-1. And like a peptide one, it's released after we eat. It tells the pancreas to release insulin. It slows the emptying of the stomach. It sends signals of fullness towards the brain. In other words, GLP-1 whispers to the body, hey, you've had enough. Put down that box of Cheez-Its. As difficult as that is, I can attest to that. But there was a problem. Natural
fucking cheeses. I mean, that's not even real food. But anyway.
GLP-1 vanishes.
And sometimes I eat that shit.
Almost immediately. It's like its half-life in the bloodstream is only a few minutes, making it incredibly difficult to, turn into a useful medicine, so to speak. Researchers could see the power of the hormone, hey, stop eating, but they couldn't hold on to it long enough to make money off of it. The signal was there, then it disappeared, and then came along the giant Gila monster. In the 1980s and 1990s, researchers studying venom found something unsettling. The giant Gila monster, a venomous lizard from the American Southwest, carries a compound that behaves like GLP-1.
Well, damn. Damn. So they putting venom from an Gila monster, so the saliva of a fucking lizard, and that shit is deadly. They put some of that shit inside of something they claim to be a drug.
But lasts much longer. That compound is called Extendin-4. It was isolated by Dr. John Eng in 1992, and unlike the human GLP-1, it didn't vanish in minutes. It lingered, it kept working. It could lower blood sugar in diabetic mice for hours. A hormone the body could barely preserve had a
eat your ass away, bro.
More durable cousin hiding in venom. And that discovery changed everything. Maybe that's why, Gila monsters eat and then they don't eat for, weeks. It's like, hey, I'm full. Well, the first major drug to emerge from this path was Zenotide. It was approved by the FDA in 2005 for type 2 diabetes, proving that targeting the GLP-1 receptor could actually work as a therapy. And after that, the floodgates open, the race was on. Big Pharma and all the pharmaceutical companies did what pharmaceutical companies love to do best. They optimized, they extended the duration, they changed the delivery mechanism, they made the molecules last longer, act smoother, fit more easily into modern life. Daily injections became weekly injections. GLP-1 went from a strange gut hormone to a commercial empire. Now it's all over television. In 2017, the FDA approved injectable semaglutide under the brand name Ozempic for adults with type 2 diabetes. And at first, this was not marketed as the cultural phenomenon that we know today. It was a diabetes drug, a serious medicine for a serious metabolic disease. But something else.
So what these niggas? Come on, bro. If they putting venom from a big ass lizard into a drug and they want you to take that shit and selling it like it's something healthy, nigga, what else they been fucking doing? God, and we talking about the vaccine shots, kid. Come on, bro, man. Y'all people need to wake the fuck up, but some of you ain't. This is hell, bro. This is motherfucking hell. Shit. This is fucking hell, bro. Goodness gracious. Let me go ahead and read some. I don't even know how long I'm going to play this video. Let me let it keep playing. I'm going to get to it. Now, let me go ahead and get to it because I might forget. Yeah, I'm like, screw it. Let me go ahead and read it because I might forget. Well, I mean, I can remember. I can read this off the top of my head, but still I want to show it to you. Micah chapter 2, verse 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. This place is going to destroy you spiritually, mentally, and physically. Weaken your bones, your skin fall off, your damn your muscles, and all that shit. They got all kinds of shit for your ass. These devils ain't here to help you. They here to kill you. And a lot of you Israelites don't even see it. You stupid motherfuckers. You niggas, you deserve to damn die. Trusting this devil. Woe to those who go down to Egypt for help. And trust in chariots. Matter of fact, let me get to that too. That's what happens when you niggas trusting these devils, man. Shit, yeah. It was Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horse and trust in chariots. Yeah, you seeing the things that you're putting your trust in. You seeing that Esau has everything. He has all the facilities. He got the army, got the military, he got the power. And you want to go to him like he's the man that can heal you. But you're not seeking the Lord though, but because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. No, they don't seek Yahweh Shema Shah. They just seek Esau immediately. If it's a damn, I mean, that's sometimes you got to go, like you got a toothache. I mean, you're going to have Jake working on teeth too, but sometimes you got to go and do, but I mean, I'm talking about when there's a big scare and there's a virus going on, and you can't do nothing about it, but immediately Esau come out with a vaccine that ain't never been tested, and it just came out like last night, and you're going to immediately go out there and get it like a dummy. and you not even bothered to pray about it. You don't even pray. You just go out there and get something you don't know nothing about, and then you'll pray that it works while you get after you get the shit, not before, but after you get it. Anyway, but look at these people. They getting jacked up, putting their trust in Esau's drugs and shit. Now y'all just the lab rats. Even these celebrities are dumb as fuck.
Was happening in the
All these retarded, demonic MK Ultra niggas.
clinical data. People weren't just improving their blood sugar; they were also losing weight, a lot of weight. And once that door opened, it did not close. It's now the miracle drug. And in 2021, the FDA approved a higher dose semaglutide injection, Wegovy, for chronic weight management. The agency described it as the first new drug treatment approved for chronic weight management since 2014. That was the moment the story escaped the diabetes clinics. Suddenly, a medicine designed around blood sugar became...
That's why I'm like, how this helps people with diabetes? If this shit makes you, it withers your ass away, and then people that take diabetes or diabetic, I don't know how often they have to take this shit, but that's what they were selling. It was supposed to be originally for people who was diabetic, but now they're selling it as a weight loss. I think it was all a setup. It was all a setup. But anyway,
symbol of body transformation. Prescriptions surged. Shortages followed. Compound versions suddenly appeared. Counterfeit products entered the conversation. Celebrities denied using it, but it was clear. You could see it in their faces. Influencers were whispering about it. Investors, of course, were celebrating it, and millions of people began asking the same question. What could a drug this powerful do?
Yeah, you even had cartoons like South Park make episodes about this shit. Yeah.
To our health. Not just today, but years from now. Like, we don't know. And far too many appear to have suffered the consequences far sooner than the...
I ain't playing no more of this. If you want to watch the rest of it, be my guest. They go to the title, they go to the channel. Yeah, that's what happens when you trust this devil. This nigga he gonna have a chip implant for your ass later on. But this video talking about weight loss and a drug that can whatever. It talk about all that shit, and let's talk about the food, man. This one here talking about ultra processed food. Doctors sound alarm as ultra processed foods dominate U.S. shelves. Soon, shit, you won't find these damn foods in the shelves. You gonna find nothing but dust on the shelf when they ransack this motherfucker. Heck yeah, when all hell break loose. Let's get it.
You may want to hear this before you dive into breakfast this morning. New research finds 72% of all packaged foods in the U.S. qualify as ultra-processed. This means the foods are made up of cheap ingredients, have little to no nutritional value, and contain additives. Joining me to discuss is Associate Medical Director of the Amen Clinic, Dr. Ebony Cornish. Dr. Cornish, thank you so much for joining us.
And they still talking about shit like this, but I thought that, what's his name? RFK Jr. solved the problem. He eliminated Red 40 from out the food. Oh, it's supposed to be eliminated in the next 2 years, right? You're supposed to eliminate, some supposed to be removed out the food as an ingredient. Red 40 or yellow 1 or 2, I don't know which one, just one of them or 3 of them. Shit, I don't know. And they say it's supposed to be removed in the next couple of years once he announced it. And I'm like, well, you can't remove that now. And it's not like that's the only thing they consider making food high processed or ultra processed. Niggas, a whole bunch of shit that, man, this place need to be nuked, man. This whole goddamn place. I mean, these motherfuckers talking about putting vaccine shots in lettuce, nigga. This place need to be vaporized with nuclear destruction, nigga. This shit is all fucked up.
72% is a high number. So what kind of foods are we talking about here, and what is this doing to our bodies?
Yes, we're talking about...
Don't you just say, this shit's killing us. Goddamn devils.
Those foods that are processed, full of dyes, full of seed oils, that are easily accessible and highly palatable. So what we...
And why do they put it in there as a filler but to kill your ass? And once you're sick, or either slowly kill your ass, and when you're sick, you'll be going to the doctor, be like, doctor, I don't know what's going on. My stomach hurt and I ain't farting right. What's going on? Well, sir, you have appolitis type. We got a drug for your ass. Here you go. It's gonna cost you $200 a pill, but it'll heal you, sort of. And them motherfuckers be hooked on that damn pill, fucking his ass up, or either it'll be a temporary fix, and then shit makes things even more worse. It's all about making some money off of your illness. That's all, to get you sick to make more money, profit. That's Esau. That's how he rolls, that fucking nigger. Amalek too. They all Esau anyway.
find is that these foods are not only negatively impacting our gut.
That shit does look good though. Oh, I didn't pay no attention. Like, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Do I need to put this shit on high definition? What is it, 720p? That's as high as it's gonna go for this video. But I can clearly see it. You see what's going on. These not hot dog, hamburgers. I'm guessing that's bacon strip and cheese. And you got a fucking donut, glazed donut sitting on top of that bitch. Who the fuck eats shit like this? You deserve to damn get a heart attack, nigga. To eat shit like this. Fucking A.
But because
you
our
eat this shit every fucking day. What are these, hush puppies? Nah, they're just some fried chicken.
Signals to our brain, they're causing brain.
Oh, the origin of hush puppies. You know, the origin of hush puppies came back to originally from slavery. Because you had slaves. I don't know, I just feel like telling you this. But back, there was slaves running away from the plantation. And you know, during the plantation escaping, the slave masters, slave hunters, they sent out the dogs to catch the scent of the slaves and try to hunt them down. So what the slaves do before they were escaping, they'll make some quick little balls of what's this shit called, cornbread. That's all hush puppies are, cornbread, but it turned into a ball. They had to make so many of them. They didn't want to make it like a stick of bread or a block of bread. They want to make little balls, little tiny balls out of cornbread. And while they out there on there escaping, trying to get the hell out of Dodge, they'll send the dogs out. But what they do, they drop the corn roll balls down on the ground so the dogs will lose their scent and it be thrown off by catching some of them hush puppies. You get it? They shut the damn dogs up. Call them, see, well, we were you, man, goddamn. And these motherfuckers want to say, oh, we're stupid. We were trying all kind of ways to get the fuck out of here, bro. You just don't know. And that's the origin of the hush puppy. Esau didn't come up with none of that shit. Esau don't come up with nothing but wickedness. Fucking nigger. But yeah, we came up with the hush puppies. And they just, like I say, what else is going on? I don't know, but came up with the hush puppy. Oh, popcorn. What else? A lot of things they don't talk about what we made, man. And then shit. And you know, grits came from daggone Native Indians or Latinos, so-called Latinos, grits. Because corn, man, that's all they did. They'll turn corn into anything, bro. The stick of corn into anything. We were resourceful. Us Israelites was all resourceful. You so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and speckled birds. We was resourceful. We were some resourceful people. The Lord, hey, man, we special people. Shit. And these heathens hate us. But that's the story of the hush puppies.
Inflammation as well. And not only that,
yeah, they dropped the little corn balls on there and they shut that dog up.
We're finding at AMIC clinics is that because the gut has a lot of those chemicals that keep your mood stable called neurotransmitters, that processed foods are leading to more high levels of mental health imbalances and depression as well as focus problems.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. There's all these chemicals in it. Now, what happened to the old-fashioned grease? I mean, but it's just got to be worse now. Boy. I mean, the fatty foods and all that shit, I mean, it's bad. But now it's even worse because these niggas just putting chemicals in that bitch. And then putting it on top of things, they serve like forever chemicals material, PFAS material on this paper napkin shit. All that grease is baking on that shit. If that grease make contact to it, it's gonna get sucked. The chemicals off this paper is gonna suck into the side, suck inside the food. Yeah.
So I mentioned breakfast a moment ago. Here are some common ultra-processed foods and then healthy alternatives.
And meanwhile, them alternatives gonna cost a lot of fucking money. All this shit costing a lot of money. You can't afford the shit no more.
Breakfast cereals to oatmeal or plain yogurt, potato chips.
But hell, the oatmeal defiled. You trying to buy some oatmeal plain yogurt, that shit is fucked up too. Popcorn, especially buying popcorn in a damn bag. In a bag with the what's that shit called? HPTQ or some shit. And you throw it in the microwave. It's fucked up in so many ways. Old-fashioned popcorn. But nobody got time to make old-fashioned popcorn. I sometimes don't. But I'm like, look at this shit. It's like, what's the difference? All this shit is all fucked up. You trying to switch an alternative healthy lifestyle. Hold on. Bottled salad dressing? Well, homemade. What is this? Vinegar-rated? Where you gonna get homemade shit from? I don't know. If it is homemade, you can find it. It's gonna be expensive as hell. I know that for sure.
To homemade popcorn or roasted chickpeas.
Yeah, homemade popcorn, which nobody ain't got time for it, or roasted chickpeas, which nobody ain't got no time for it.
Processed deli meats can be.
Because we living in a damn instant. We want that shit now generation, and I'm not like, I don't want to be that way, but sometimes you do want it now. Because I don't have no private chef or no cook cooking for me. I don't even have time to do it. I don't have no wife to cook for me. Because if I had a wife to cook for me, she ain't gonna cook shit. She's gonna be a lazy ass bum. Most likely, the way my luck is, the way my life being, shit, I'm dealing with bullshit. But I don't have nobody with me anyway. Shit, I sure like to have me a damn cook. Somebody can cook and clean and wash my toes and give my dog a bath and give me massages on my foot massages, neck massages. Yeah, I want me a girl that can do that. Do all those things. She ain't got to work. All she got to do all that stuff, and that's it. But soon when that kingdom come, hopefully I'll have that. Shoot. Anyway, let me get back to the video and stop talking stuff.
Grilled chicken or tuna and bottled salad dressing would be considered ultra processed. You can go for homemade vinaigrette. Do you sign off on those suggestions, and do you have any others for us?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds good, but guess what? Nobody ain't got no money for that shit. And really, nobody ain't got no money for any of that food. The ultra processed, they can barely make it. They can barely make it. That's why we're praying like heaven, the Lord, allow us to keep making it.
Sign off on those suggestions. And I also like things like eggs, which gives you high levels of choline, which help with brain function. I also...
And eggs, what kind of eggs? Because hell, the eggs you got is fucked up. There's some damn Frankenstein eggs. Heck yeah. Oh, now they're talking about they starting to grow eggs, chicken eggs in the laboratory. Yeah, they're growing chicken eggs in the laboratory. Let me see. I think it was one brother had a video about that. First, they were talking about growing some kind of prehistoric animal. It was a bird that's 12 feet tall, a fucking big bird. Hey, bird. A big bird in a laboratory. Trying to bring those suckers back. Man, I like, get the fuck out of here. Let me see. Artificial chicken eggs, I think. Artificial chicken eggs. You be like, damn, you can't. Look at it. What is it? What are fake chicken eggs? Shit. They need to talk about that. It was a Jurassic Park moment. Scientists hatch chicks from artificial egg. Shit. And they no. I know this ain't food related, but I'm just saying they gonna be growing artificial eggs, or they already doing it, and the eggs don't look right. I'm gonna say this video. I'm gonna say that video. But I'm just saying, like, god dang, look at this shit. Why Chinese make fake eggs? This is what we got to deal with. Look at this shit.
चाइना में इस तरह से इंजेक्शन का इस्तेमाल करके नकली अंडे बनाए जाते हैं जिसे खाने से लोगों की जान भी
I don't know if this AI
जा सकती है। अब ये चाइना वाले नकली अंडे इसलिए बनाते हैं क्योंकि इससे
these gooks, I don't know if this is because of some they celebrate Easter over there or something. Some magic is a magic craft, or they just fucking making eggs so they can. Now I know they got plastic rice.
अच्छा प्रॉफिट हो जाता है। अब जरा इसे देखो, यह है चाइना की फिश फार्म टेक्निक जिसमें मछलियों को इस मशीन की मदद से मांस खिलाया जाता है।
And you know what? These devils in America following what Moab is doing. Shit. And they're like, what's the secrets, Moab? Teach me so I can feed my cattle.
ताकि मछलियाँ जल्दी बड़ी हो जाए।
My cattle eat too much stuff. I need to find some ways to replace from the real food to the fake ass food. Shit. Yeah, they talking about bioengineered chickens, eggs. Shit. Anyway, let me get on out of here. This is for another topic.
Like avocado, that's another thing that gives you that good fat to surround our brain, because what we
and how much that shit cost, man? You can't afford a lot of this stuff. You barely. People can't, and that's why they're gonna resort to stealing shit soon to come.
Is that these foods are not only toxic to our waistline, but they're leading to more neuroinflammation. So people are going throughout their day feeling more foggy, having cognitive impairment, focus issues, and it's all because of how they're starting and ending their day and what they're feeding their gut.
Something that I found interesting is that researchers recently all got together and...
But they ain't come up with no solution on how to afford buying healthy foods. They ain't, let's see what the comments say. Most likely nothing. This is like finding out the sky is blue. Yeah, we know what it. Yeah, we know. Most people know, but they can't afford the expensive. I mean, the let's say real food. Even though the real food fucked up too, but it's more decent than the ultra processed shit. What's this about? Let me get that. Let me see. South erupts in protest. South America erupts in protest. I guess I'll say that too. I don't know. Probably make like a random news video version. I don't know. All FDA approved. Yeah, you damn Skippy. Always gonna be. Anyway, I don't know why they said that. Probably got to let the video keep playing, but whatever. Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 13, and the Lord Yahweh said, even thou shalt the children of Israel, talking about you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Spanish, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds that look like the heathens, look like Becky right here, like a so-called white person. But you're not a heathen, you're not an Edomite, or you're not a Moabite, you're an Israelite. If you are Israelite, if your bloodline goes back to Jacob, your forefathers go back to Jacob, not just Abraham and Isaac, but Jacob, that cometh out of man. Oh yeah, that's doo-doo. Well, I would left off. No, it was right here. Eat their defiled breads among the Gentiles. Yeah, the heathens. Whither I will drive them. So the Lord has put us in this situation. We praying like, Lord, okay, Lord, we give. Okay, we get the point. We're sorry. We're trying to do the best we can do. We just can't take it no more. Eating this crappy food. We want to be in the kingdom eating good food, home cooked food, not no microwave, frozen, hot pockets. We don't eat that. We don't want to eat that shit no more, Lord. No, we don't eat no shit pockets, no tater tots, no daggone those over there, Tony's pizza rolls. We don't want to eat all that shit. We want to eat some real food. Yes. We want to get the hell out of here. This is hell. Let's get to the next one. Oh, and speaking of the ultra processed food, look what Moab doing to his people. And I had played a video about the damn artificial chicken eggs, and look at this shit. Look at this motherfucking gook ass nigga.
A recent video showing soybeans being dyed to look like black beans has spread widely online. In the video, workers pour a bucket of thick blue and black chemical dye directly into an industrial mixer filled with soybeans. As the machine spins at high speed and steam rises, the soybeans turn dark and glossy within seconds. Some people said that in the past, they were mainly concerned about severe soil pollution in China and the risk of heavy metals in crops.
Them niggas be pumping old ass grease out of a sewer. People be dumping grease into the sewer, and then somebody comes along and pumps that shit out to sell the grease to recook again. Lord, these heathens need to be put in check. And you got some Israelites amongst them. Hey, man, if you hearing this truth right now, I don't know how did China getting this truth, but you hearing the truth, I pray for you. If you seeking Yahweh Shema Shah for all your heart and your soul, I pray for you, brother and sister. Because god dang, nobody shouldn't be going through shit like this, eating food like this. Fuck no.
Now, they believe artificial processing methods are being used more openly. Others question why government officials receive special food supplies, while ordinary people are left to worry about food safety. Some also link these concerns to the overcrowding seen in major hospitals across China.
Like goodness gracious, the blob has coming out of his lair.
The footage is deeply disturbing. As you can see, what kind of food is this thing being used to make? It's sausage, a food often eaten by women and children. The sight is alarming, and it raises a serious question. Can people stay healthy after eating food made this way? Beyond this disturbing processed meat, many snacks and drinks that look well packaged are popular with children may also pose hidden risks. High sugar, high calories, and various unclear additives may be quietly harming the health of the next.
And see, some of my people say America got it. No, Moab got it bad. Moab and Moab doing the same shit here in America. Like making food on the floor and shit. And not just Moab, Ishmael, Elam, and they selling this shit to you Israelites. They making their fucking dishes and food, they cuisine to you, serving it up and giving it to you. And selling and making it seem like it's all delicious and healthy. It's all, man, fuck, man, we gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. These damn heathens need to be put in check, bro.
May even lead to serious endocrine problems.
Even the heathens, they getting fucked up by their own people. This nigga got man boobs. He's so embarrassed he can't even. He nigga got some big ass titties.
Some children like to drink sugar.
That nigga got some big ass titties. This nigga got double D's, nigga. He got them hamburger helper double D's. Nah, he got that sewage. He got the sewage chicken grease in his titties. Goodness gracious, man.
Free beverages and eat puff snacks, hamburgers, fries, and potato chips. If they eat too much of these foods and do not get
You can't even call it food. You can't call it food. It's not food. It's fucking what the fuck.
Exercise, they may become overweight. In overweight boys,
and you look how these Americans are. Shit.
Estrogen levels may lead to the development
and they end up having breasts, and they gonna end up developing having a coochie later on. They dingaling gonna morph into a vagina. Shit.
Breast tissue. Snacks and sugary drinks.
See, man, Esau, Moab, they're like, and then you see why Trump was over there chilling with damn Moab, kissing his ass. He was trying to get some pointers. He was like, how can I get my Americans to get fat like y'all, nasty and shitty like your people? Well, he gave him a handbook. Yeah, Moab gave him a handbook after Trump got done kissing his ass. Gave him a handbook on how to make shitty ass food to make the ultra processed food in America even worse than ever. Goodness gracious, look at this shit.
Drinks can harm the metabolism of children. Meanwhile, so-called delicious fast food sold on the streets may place a heavy burden on adults' kidneys and digestive systems.
See these niggas and people, that's bullshit. I always believe that Moab, he was designed to eat garbage. No, these niggas got a high rate of cancer, bro. These niggas get sick off this shit. These niggas get sick off this shit. And you see why these niggas got a low birth rate, or these niggas be dying real fast.
Here's a
I don't
reminder.
know about dying real old and shit. And Ammon, he probably, I don't know, man. I don't know, but these niggas are getting fucked up though. The Lord is plaguing these damn demons.
Chicken bouillon powder and MSG should be added during the final 10 minutes of cooking. If they are added too early, the savory flavor may fade. Beginners should also be careful not to press the MSG and chicken bouillon powder directly into the pot, as it can easily cause the food to burn. Again, these seasonings should be added only in the final 10 minutes. If they are added too early, they may become like salt, giving only a salty taste without the savory flavor. 5 pounds of chicken bouillon powder for 20 pounds of meat? That turns the digestive system into a chemical processing plant. Some dishonest vendors are said to use chicken bouillon powder at levels far beyond the standard. This is not cooking. It is a direct challenge to the body's ability to process harmful substances.
18岁开始，我特别喜欢
God damn, what the fuck? That nigga look like he got dipped in the damn frying pan. I mean the fry boiler or something. That nigga, somebody goddamn dipped his ass like he was a piece of chicken wing.
饮料迷上了这个。
When I was 18, I
That
became
nigga got sizzled up in the chicken grease.
very fond of drinking beverages and gradually got hooked on them. I drank functional drinks, carbonated drinks,
You seen there was a Pepsi in that motherfucker. Could have been a bootleg Pepsi.
so-called heat-clearing drinks for about 4 years, almost every day. At that time, it felt like an addiction. I felt I could not go without them, so I rarely drank water. It was almost like being addicted to alcohol.
Hell, to really drink water. The water probably ain't shit either.
The one
Oh,
who
shit, God dang it. Fucking ad.
dies with the most toys wins.
I urge everyone to drink fewer beverages and more water, because having a healthy body is more important than anything else. Some people
I'm
say,
like, how the fuck your skin? Is it because of soda that made your skin like that? Or just damn near everything? Shit.
food for people in China is not even as safe as pet food sold overseas. Shanhui, China's largest ham sausage company, was reportedly found to have many maggots in its sausage.
Oh, shit. Oh, that motherfucker came out looking like he needs some air. That nigga said, I'm out this bitch. I'm free. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Sausages. In April, Russia reported that
What the fuck is yeah.
22.4 tons of chicken from China had too much oxytetracycline residue when it entered the country. The chicken did not
Hey
meet.
man, a lot of this shit coming to America. Hey, hey man, when they talking about manufacturing plants coming to China to America, it ain't just talking about building TVs and trucks and shit. They talking about manufacturing. Well, let's say processed food manufacturing or whatever the fuck. Manufacturing sounds like it's gonna be it's in industrial like dealing with TVs and such. But this is like manufacturing. I take that back. You manufacturing fake meat. That's what you're doing. You making fake meat. Heck yeah. That won't be coming over here. Hell, they got a lot of Chinese facilities that's dealing with food that's either owned by Chinese, the Moabites. And they all up in this bitch. Guess what? This bitch is coming. The practices of how they deal with food over there in the land of Moab is coming to America. Shit.
Russia's food safety rules.
You want to talk about turbo cancer, boy? You gonna have the twin turbo cancer. You gonna have the quad turbo cancer, boy. That shit gonna be fucking faster than a 2,000 horsepower Nissan GTR, nigga.
And was handled according to law. In response, one vlogger posted a video and said,
How are people of our generation supposed to stay healthy? Some people now feel there's almost nothing safe to eat, as food problems seem to appear across many industries. Even eggs have become a concern.
Hey man, I'm gonna end this. But that's why we need the Lord, man. Really, 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 really bad, bruh. Even these heathens are fed up with this shit. They tired. Don't worry, Miss Kim Sue. Shit. Yahweh's coming. You're going to eat well. You're going to eat all the healthy rice and vegetables. And you're going to be washing my feet. After you get done feeding your face with rice and real chicken and whatever I'm going to feed your ass, allowed for you, my heathens, to feed themselves, then I'm going to have you wash my feet. So you're going to be healthy and you're going to be strong enough to wash my feet and massage my feet and give me massages and give me loving long time. Shit, yeah. Let's get to this last video. Man, this shit fucked up, bro. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm stopped. I ain't surprised about it, but just more shit to be seen that I haven't seen before. They pulled out this big old tan looking, globby looking thing, looking like that bitch look like it's alive, and it look like you're gonna swallow somebody if you touch it. But now that damn thing is food. They consider. I don't know what kind of food it is. They said it was a sausage. It's a blob sausage. Blob sausage. Shit.
So the topic of food.
I don't know what this is about, but I'm hoping it's something about that's good related to this video I'm making, because this is the last one.
Central to this show, because I honestly believe that the food supply is one of the most powerful levers that's being used to make Americans dependent, and not just dependent on corporations, but cut off from the land, cut off from the farmer, and completely unaware of how fragile that actually makes them. And here's why I don't really fully understand, or I didn't really understand until I started digging into this, right? So the food system in America is not really a food system anymore. It's a control system. So 4 corporations process about 85% of the beef in the entire country. The national cattle herd is at a 70-year low. And the rancher that's trying to raise clean, honest
food. Hold on. Yeah, I done read that. Hold on. Wait a minute, bro. That one with Moab. I gotta read this shit again, bro. Not shit, but read this scripture again. Ezekiel chapter 4, verse. Once again, let me just start with 12. And thou shalt eat it as barley cakes. You know what? Now, this is about the famine, but when it comes to defiled bread, eat as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung. So basically, you eating shit, doo-doo. And then, goddamn, Moab, they eating doo-doo too. These niggas also eat tarantulas, bats, dolphin meat. They'll eat probably kangaroo duty. Or they'll, of course, they eating kangaroo duty. I'll try to say kangaroo dick or something. They'll eat that too. Shit. Come out of man. Yeah, they eating doo-doo straight out of man's booty. And god dang, this place is not right, bro. This is, and you Israelites love this shit. I remember I was just thinking about that video where that dude, this Jake, was eating a fucking mouse. He fried the mouse, made it out of a fucking sandwich, eating on this motherfucker. And I was like, this nigga got some ultra processed demons on him. This nigga got some ultra disgusting demons in this nigga. Goodness fucking gracious. This nigga is riddled with and infested with demons. And then in his eyes, he looked like he enjoyed it, kind of, sort of, but he's still munching and crunching on that damn fried Kentucky Fried Mouse. Shit. Man, let me get back to the video. You get it, man. I'm reading this again. I'm gonna read it again. Shoot. Don't come out of man in their sight. And the Lord Yahweh said, Thou shalt the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious.
Food for his community, he can barely make ends meet because...
This is what happened being ruled by a bunch of heathens, man. Your ass is being raised up to eat fucking anything, and it's so bad. You voting for heathens to rule over you, and you allowing heathens to control your food, control your water, control the air. And what you get in return? Diseases, disorders, ailments, and that's why we pray like heaven, the Lord speed up the time to get us out of here.
He's not because he's doing something wrong, but because the system was built to make sure that the money flows up to the government, to the elites, to the big corporations, and not to your local farmer. And that's before we even talk about regulations, right? Processing bottlenecks, the rules that make it nearly impossible for a small producer to sell directly to you, his neighbor. But here's where it gets interesting. My guest say didn't just study this problem, he lived inside of it. He actually ran a USDA processing facility. He sold beef direct to consumer. He comes from a long family line of ranchers and farmers, and he saw exactly where the money goes and who it's going to. And then he built something outside the system entirely. So his name is AJ Richards. He's the founder of From the Farm, which is a real working marketplace that connects farmers and ranchers directly with the families that he feeds. There's no middleman, no corporate processors taking their cut, just the producer and the person eating the food. And honestly, what I think that AJ's building is really exciting because it's not just a business. It's a blueprint for what a parallel food economy actually looks like in practice. One that gives back the power to the producer and sovereignty back to the family at the dinner table. So today we're going to be talking about the real pressures that are crushing American farmers and ranchers right now, and why the answer isn't fixing the broken system, it's actually building something outside of it.
Yeah, and getting you closer to them chip implants.
Something decentralized, something that works even when the big system doesn't. And this gave me a lot of hope, honestly, and I think that's going to do the same for you. So please enjoy this conversation with AJ Richards.
All right, you know what? Then an ad pops up. You know what? I'm not going to bother playing no more of this. If you want to watch the rest of it, there go the title of the video. There go his channel. I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to close it out. But I read this before. I'm going to read it again, man. Because I'm out of what I can't think of anything else to read. Read this. Because some of you Israelites don't realize this is hell we living in. And you know, we're trying our best, you know, nothing wrong with trying your best to try to eat right. But shit, when you try to, it still doesn't, I mean, it helps, but it doesn't. You know, Micah chapter 2, verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you. Even with a sword of destruction, this place will destroy you spiritually, mentally, and physically. And God dang, the food is... Anyway. Everything else, from medicine and shit. They talking about vaccine shots gonna help you. No, these bitches gonna kill you. Everything's fucked up in here. That's why you don't trust this damn devil. None of these heathens. You always put your trust and faith in Yahweh Shema Shah. And seek him by seeking his prophets, and take heed of what to say, and try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting of Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong, Yahweh Shema Shah, and stay humble. And for you few sisters out there, take it heed, keep your faith and trust strong, Yahweh Shema Shah. Stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order, Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.